So I have an expected pattern or template for my training that will typically go over 8 or 9 day rotation. We start each training cycle with the first day of my work roster cycle. So that begins with day shifts. And the first 2 days, they're going to be very easy recovery days. So it might be as simple as a 3 kilometre easy walk with the dog, or even a jog, all the way up to maybe up to 10 kilometres at most at zone 1, very easy running pace. On the third day, I have an afternoon shift, which gives me a little bit more time to fit some training in. On this day, I'm going to hit some anaerobic threshold or second lactate threshold intervals. So this will typically be something like 6 times 6 at or a little bit below my predicted anaerobic threshold, with about 60 seconds walking break in between. Now this session shouldn't be completely redlining or feeling overly taxed. It should just sort of feel comfortably hard. Progression for this run will be along the lines of adding a little bit of extra volume or making the intervals longer. So instead of 6 minutes, they'll gradually extend out to 7, 8, and maybe 10 minutes. Day 4, training happens before leading into night shift. And this session will be 60 to 90 minutes of a easy basic endurance run, where I aim to keep the technique going well over a little bit of mixed terrain. And really this session is all about form. Straight after the run, I'll get in a little bit of food and then hit the garage gym. Full body basic strength training. And coming off the night shift will be a complete rest day. There's no point in trying to push that needle, push that envelope up on this day. The night shift knocks me around a bit. I've done 2 days of some decent loading, and really this is about getting as much good quality sleep that I can and refueling and having my body rested and getting back ready, getting everything back to baseline so I can go in for a few days of hard training. Then I've got the time and space for some decent loading days. Now, depending on my roster and other commitments, I'll either have 3 or 4 days in a row where I can really knuckle down on that training. On the first day, I'll again do some work around the anaerobic threshold, usually a little bit under that threshold. And as the weeks build on, I'll aim to increase the volume of this training. As the second session, I'll focus on strength and power. So in my garage, the weight room. On the second day will be a basic aerobic endurance run. So around that first lactate threshold, otherwise known as the aerobic threshold, I'll aim to get in 90 minutes of this work, building up to 2 hours. Then we're up to what is probably the most important training session, the long run. In this run, I aim to run for 3 hours and longer, aiming for an intensity that feels doable for the entire time without my legs giving out, without it feeling overly hard, but that I finish quite tired. And then if we have 4 days of training, I'll back that long run up with another moderate long run. But this run, I'll aim for around 2 hours. We'll keep it on fairly flat terrain and be guided by pace rather than heart rate. So in some ways, it's a test run. 2, it's also trying to run well on tired legs. And after that run's done, I'll finish off with some more strength training. But if I don't have that 4th day, I'll move the strength training back to the 3rd day after the long run and just accept that as the load itself. It's supposed to be summer. This is nothing like summer weather.